Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for another exciting CLIA Global Cruise Line webinar to discover what's new at Royal Caribbean. My name is Johanna de Guzman. I'm the Manager of Industry Relations for North American Travel Trade Membership here at CLIA, and I'm going to quickly go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenter. The webinar will run for about 45 to 50 minutes with time for questions at the end. Please feel free to type your questions into the questions module of the webinar, and we will get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. It is my pleasure to introduce your presenter, Anthony Milaro. Anthony is Royal Caribbean International's Director of Business Development Support, Post-Travel Partner, and Trade Relations. He is an industry veteran with 28 years at Royal Caribbean and has been integral in the growth of the cruise line's dedicated business development operation and network of relationships with host travel partner agencies and at-home travel professionals. And with that, the floor is yours, Anthony.
Well, thank you, Joe. And man, you always make me sound so good on paper. I really appreciate that.
No, you are very good.
No, you're too kind. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for everybody that is on this call today. And I want to give a shout out to my West Coast, Florida friends and family and travel partners and the like. I hope you all are staying safe, and may Helene turn into something of nothing. But I'm really, really excited to bring this information here to you today. We're going to talk about what's new at Royal Caribbean, of course, and we're really going to focus in on some brand new destinations and deployment that we have that's coming out that we all should be really excited about. And so I thought I would start with who are we? Why Royal? Who are we? And what I'll say is this, that Royal Caribbean has been delivering memorable vacations for more than 50 years. Our game-changing ships and private destinations revolutionize vacations and innovations in an all-encompassing combination of experience. So from thrills to dining and entertainment for every type of family and vacationer, really proud that we've been voted best cruise line overall for 21 consecutive years in the Travel Weekly Reader's Choice Awards. So this is not something that we're saying. This is something that our travel partners and the industry at large is saying about our brand. We create memories and adventures over 300 destinations worldwide in 80 countries, and we're going to all 7 continents. Of course, that includes our top-rated private island destination, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And lastly, it's our personalized service on board our ships. This is where the magic really happens, because without our teams on board making your clients and you, if you're a client, feel like you are the most important person on that ship, that is truly where the magic happens. So you can see here, I told you that we were the best cruise line overall for 21 years running, best cruise line in the Caribbean. The one that I'm most proud of is the one, again, that you all say about us, which is that best sales and service for 16 years running. So again, we thank you for the accolades. We will continue to work hard to live up to that, and we will continue to work with each and every one of you every single day to help you sell our product to your clients. Now, who are our guests? We look at our ships, they're gorgeous, they're big, but who are the ones that are sailing on our ships? And it's really families and multi-generation. Of course, that's our sweet spot. But it's also important to note that these families and multi-gen travelers come in all different shapes and sizes. So whether that is coming on as a couple, maybe that's your honeymooners, to your families that are growing and expanding and they're sailing with grandma and grandpa, all the way down to the grandkids and great grandkids. We have a lot of single travelers that come with us as well. And of course, groups. And that is whether it's family groups, whether it's corporate groups, and everything in between. So that gives you a good idea of who our guests are. And here's some additional interesting information about this. And this was a recent CLIA study. 85% of travelers will cruise again. So if you are out there and you're not selling as much or as many cruises as you would like to be, or not at all, here's really where the proof is in terms of that repeat customer of yours. They're about 85% of those travelers will cruise again. 88% are millennials, and they also are ones that will plan to cruise again. And you can see that Gen X is right there as well at 86%. So it's a great mix of demographics, and you're getting customers that have such a high guest experience that they want to come back time and time again. This is a statistic that every one of you should be really, really proud of. In a time when you might hear from the average person, gosh, travel advisors still exist, travel agencies still exist. Wow, I didn't know that. In reality, not only is the industry growing overall as a whole, but 73% of cruise travelers say that their travel partners have a meaningful impact on their decision to cruise. This is you having such an important role in your clients' decisions. You're the value interpreter that your clients rely on. They rely on your knowledge and your expertise to help make their family vacation the best that it can be. All right. We're going to go rapid fire here, so I apologize in advance, but we have so much information to bring to you today. I want to make sure that we touch on everything. And, you know, we always give the most attention to our newest ships, right? When we talk about Oasis class and Utopia of the Seas, which I will definitely share some information on about that. Of course, Icon, that has been the biggest news in the cruise industry in history. But, you know, sometimes it might get lost that we have about 5 other classes of ships, and they range in size from about 75,000 all the way up to the largest Icon class ship. So it's really important to have a great understanding of the breadth of product that we offer your clients. And these other ships in the fleet, whether they're smaller or the different features that we offer on each of those, it really gives your clients the opportunity to not only have many common features that you might find on ships, such as our specialty dining options. We have rock climbing walls, the various activities and entertainment that we provide. That's fleet-wide, right? That happens everywhere on all of our ships. But those larger ships may not be able to go to some of those more exotic destinations that your clients are looking for. So it's great to be able to have a breadth of product and a number of ships that enable us to really take your clients all over the world. And even when you go back to our Vision class ships, these were built between 1995 and 1997. That would be Grandeur of the Seas, Rhapsody of the Seas, Enchantment, and Vision. These are about 2,100 guests, so much smaller than the newer class of ships, the Icon, Oasis, all of that. And they're roughly about 75 to 80,000 tons. Moving forward to Voyager class, now this was in 1999. This is when the industry changed forever, where we actually had the Royal Promenade. That was the feature of Voyager class ships, which is that 2-lane city street that runs down the middle of the ship with shops and restaurants and bars and entertainment that are happening around you. These are the ships. Yes, they're a little bit larger, 3,100 guests. But when you'll notice is that as we're adding tonnage, we're not really adding a lot more guests. So to dispel the myth that, well, they're just going to keep building them bigger because they want to put more people on them. At Royal Caribbean, you know, our DNA and in our history is innovation. And one of the things that we are really proud of is that we listen to our guests and what is it that they want on board ship. So it's when we build ships and when they build bigger and more tonnage, it's not necessarily to put more people on them, but as you'll see through the evolution of our class of ships, it's really about putting the activities and amenities that our guests have asked us for throughout the years. So, of course, with Voyager class, like I said, the Royal Promenade, this is where we introduce ice skating and our ice skating rinks and our ice skating shows, and all of these included activities at no additional charge. We went through an amplification program, which is really just the revitalization of all of these other ships. And that's when we went through and added all of the water slides and features that you'll find for families, young and old alike. In 2001, we made a little bit of a shift towards a smaller vessel, and that was our Radiance class. And so these are the ships that were built with walls of glass, really having that oneness and openness and connection with the ocean. Right around 2,100 guests. So you can see we went from 3,100 on Voyager class back to 2,100 and 90,000 tons. So it's actually a little bit larger than our Vision class ships, but the same amount of guests. So you're getting more open space, more features on these ships. You're seeing here now ocean view elevators that really, again, make that connection. Glass dome roof canopy over the adult solarium area, because these ships were built with Europe and Alaska in mind. And so when they're sailing to destinations that are a little bit colder climates, you have the ability to have these spaces available to guests in any weather. And moving forward in 2006, we built on Freedom class. This is really a bigger version of Voyager. You'll notice here that the tonnage, it's about 20,000 more tons than Voyager class, and only about 500 more guests, about 3,600 total. Three ships in that class: Freedom, Independence, and Liberty. And this is where we brought in the Flow Rider. We maintained the ice skating rinks and the Royal Promenade. And again, just imagine Voyager class on a larger scale, larger platform, more tonnage, and again, more space for the amenities and activities that we have. Moving through the years here, Oasis class. Again, I'm gonna touch upon our brand new Utopia in just a moment, but this is where again we started to add even more features on board, so a little bit larger. Here you'll see for the first time ever the boardwalk, which is open space off the back of the ship that houses our Aqua Theater, which is this 60-foot tall high dive water show that happens. My personal favorite, I could sit there. I actually get a balcony overlooking the boardwalk, and I can watch those shows all day, every day. The Central Park, which is, again, open air in the middle of the ship with real trees, real flowers, this beautiful, serene space that houses a lot of our restaurants and such. Then a few years later, moving over to Quantum class, again, kind of taking a step back, a little bit smaller in size. These are, again, were built for colder weather climates. And here you'll find the Seaplex, which is this completely enclosed area that is, it's a multi-use space, if you will. You can ride bumper cars. You can do an acrobatic show. You can actually participate in acrobatic training and kind of circus training. We added the iFly, which is this skydiving simulator, and the North Star, which gives you 360-degree views on this arm that reaches high above the ship. And innovations like 270. This is a lounge that has robotic video screens that become part of the entertainment in the shows that we have. And so the level of technology and really pushing the boundaries of our entertainment for our customers. you'll start to see these on Quantum class. Okay, so continuing on our rapid fire mission here, we're going to go to Oasis class for just a moment. And Utopia of the Seas, that just came out in July. Many of you may have sailed on her for the inaugurals. You may have already sailed with us for your 3 and 4 night sailing. So just remember, this is the largest, newest ship to sail 3 and 4 night cruises in the industry. You know, if you remember, if you've been in the industry for a while, the format or the formula used to be, let's put some older ships doing these 3 and 4 night itineraries, and somewhere along the line we got smart and we said, gosh, you know, 3 and 4 night sailing is an opportunity for that first time cruiser to come on board and see if they like cruising. And not that there's anything wrong with smaller ships, older ships in the fleet, but this concept of putting your best foot forward and having your best hardware available and your best amenities available, that is really where it's at. And I can tell you right now that this ship is providing some of the highest guest satisfaction ratings on fleet-wide. Every single sailing, 3 night or 4 night, goes to our award-winning island Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And what you're going to see is bigger ways to splash with 5 different pools on board, 8 whirlpools, water slides galore. Bigger ways to dine. There's 21 different dining options, 10 of those al fresco. And we are featuring the Royal Railway, which is this brand new immersive dining experience, which actually puts live action theater in the dining experience itself. And it's been extremely well received. People absolutely love it. And then finally, bigger ways to party with over 23 bars and lounges on board for you to experience, expanded entertainment options. Specifically, we have this really cool concept now. It's brand new on Utopia. It's the Tiki Bar Pesky Parrot. And this is one of our favorite hotspots on the ship. So I could sit here and talk to you about Utopia for days, but I'm going to share a video just because I think that the video does it a heck of a lot better than I do. And if I can handle the technology here, I will and just let me know that you can hear and see the video. Okay. Well, if that doesn't get your blood flowing, I don't know what will. I'm actually really excited because I am going to be sailing on Utopia with my family. I've got 16 of us going, and this is a new tradition that we started as a family. My oldest daughter, a longtime boyfriend, actually he's gonna surprise. Don't tell anybody. He's gonna surprise, propose to her on board while all of the family is on board. So that should be incredible. Looking forward to it. He's a wonderful man, and he's really good to my daughter. So I even though no one will ever be as good for your daughter as you would hope, but he's right there. So anyway, great opportunity for you to sail with your families and multi-generations. And you can see here that it's sailing right out of Port Canaveral. Every single sailing will go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And those are Friday to Monday for the 3 night and 4 nights Monday through Friday. All right. So Icon of the Seas, that came out in January. Again, completely flipped the industry on its side. I will tell you this, if you have not been on Icon of the Seas, it lives up to the hype times 10. It is such a magnificent product. It is big, but I will tell you this, you never feel crowded. You have entertainment and activities all around you. Um, I'm going to talk to you specifically now about the next icon, which is Star of the Seas. That's coming out in August of next year. But again, all of these activities in one place, 7 pools. We have the Category 6 water park. And I will tell you what, when you are on those water slides and in that water park, you do not believe that you're on a ship. That's how massive and how amazing these are. Icon of the Seas has The Wizard of Oz as our Broadway entertainment. So I don't know what the Broadway show will be on Star yet, but I can promise you that it will absolutely live up to that hype. I will say that the Wizard of Oz show is absolutely the best Broadway show that I've seen on board, and on land for that matter. I do love The Wizard of Oz and the story and grew up with it and all, but seeing it in real life, and it's just spectacular. I'm not going to give away any of the secrets on there, but it is truly not to be missed. You have iconic chills, iconic thrills, and iconic wows that are happening all around you. Brand new accommodations and suite accommodations that are available. There's a whole mix of dining options. What you're seeing there, a photo in the middle there, is a photo of our Empire Supper Club, which is one of our specialty restaurants. It's really intimate environment. On Central Park, you have Dizzy's Jazz Lounge, and it's such a small, intimate venue that you can walk there. All of the doors and floor-to-ceiling windows kind of fold out, and it's just open to Central Park, and it's such a great place to listen to music and have this incredible experience. So again, I could talk to you all day long about how great Star of the Seas is, but let me just share this quick little video with you.
We about to level up. Too fast, got hot speed, that's supersonic, I never see. Got the fence in the back, all eyes on me. I'm too fast, got hot speed, that's supersonic, I never see. Got the fence in the back, all eyes on me. We about to level up.
All right, so incredible is coming your way. It'll be here in August of next year. It's going to sail out of Port Canaveral, 7-night itineraries, Eastern and Western Caribbean. As you can see here, every single itinerary will hit Perfect Day at Coco Cay, and some great itineraries in the mix there. You can see St. Kitts and Nevis is one of the destinations, and Roatan in Honduras. So some really neat itineraries and destinations for your clients on Star of the Seas. Okay, now let's take a look ahead, because I want you to feel really good about where Royal Caribbean is going in terms of, the product offerings that we can provide to your guests and your clients as you go. We are not resting on our Icon laurels, on our Star laurels, our Oasis class laurels. We are continuing to innovate, continuing to build more and more destinations. I'm going to talk to you about 2 new Royal Beach Club experiences. I just mentioned Star of the Seas. We have another Icon coming out in 2026, and the 4th one coming out in 2027. And then, of course, we have in 2028, the 7th in our Oasis class series. So you can see here that we are continuing to build and innovate. There's a new class of ships on the horizon that will be beyond 2028. It's called the Discovery class. That's all I know about it. but I can tell you that it will be completely different than anything you've ever seen or imagined before. So stay tuned for that. All right, so what are these Royal Beach Clubs? In Paradise Island in particular, this is a 17-acre destination experience. It's going to be exclusively for Royal Caribbean. So when you come into Nassau, it's on the western end of Paradise Island, so you can see it from port. It's a short ferry ride over that you're going to be able to take, and it's an exclusive opportunity for guests on Royal Caribbean. So think of it as an additional shore excursion option. But this is going to be packed with not only local architecture, but this beautiful beach day, Bahamian style barbecue and food, live music, local artisans. What's really neat about this destination here is that we're going to share a share of the profits will actually go back to the people of the Bahamas, and this is the first of its kind agreement out there. It's a 49% equity share with our Bahamian family. We have been in the Bahamas and really family over 30 years in the Bahamas, and so this is that next evolution of that partnership that we have. And I can tell you that if you like Perfect Day at Coco Cay, while it may not have the water slides and the huge the grandness of that, this is going to be a spectacular beach experience, and you can see some of the imagery there. And in 2026, the Royal Beach Club in Cozumel is going to happen. And so very similar in concept. We're going to be able to offer this to our guests on board, and it is going to be an exclusive, authentic Mexican Cozumel experience, tequila tastings and cooking classes, a lot of hands-on experiences. There's going to be a variety of dining spots on the island in the area. So it's going to great combination of experiences for all of our guests. And you can see here that swim up bar concept that's been so popular in Perfect Day and Hideaway Beach in our adult only area. We're going to have all of that. We're going to have private cabanas. There's going to be snorkeling and kayaking and so much more. So stay tuned for that. That's coming out in 2026. Well, I guess I would be remiss, and I might even lose my job if I didn't tell you and talk to you at least a little bit about Perfect Day at Coco Cay. I think by now, just about everybody on the planet has experienced this amazing, spectacular island, and it does live up to its name, Perfect. But as you know, we recently added Hideaway Beach. This is for our guests 18 and older, a very secluded area on the island, and that is accessible either by walk or by tram ride. So it's easy access, easy to get to. It is a space that actually adds almost the ability to handle almost 1,800 additional guests. So it'll only ever have 2 ships in port at a time, but you can imagine now that there's really not a lot of lines and not a lot of, there's certainly no fighting over beach chairs and things like that because the island is so expansive and so spread out. But adding Hideaway Beach is an additional option for our adult-only guests. There's 5 bars, including that beautiful swim-up bar that we have. There's 2 casual food spots on the island, both complimentary, and cabanas for rent and things like that. So this is a great place for adults. Live DJ out there spinning hits all day long. It's just a spectacular event. Okay, now I have not a lot of time, but I have to take you all around the world. So I want to dive deep now into some of our destinations. And like I mentioned earlier, over 300 different destinations in 80 countries around the world, 7 continents. I don't have time to take you to every single one of those, but I do want to focus in and highlight on a few of those. Okay. So we have 18 ships that will be sailing in the Caribbean in 2025. We have 6 ships that will be in Europe, 4 in Alaska, 2 out of LA on the West Coast, We have 5 up in the Northeast between Baltimore and Cape Liberty, New Jersey. We actually are sailing 2 ships out of Australia and then 3 ships in Asia in 2025. So again, I'm going to take you on this whirlwind tour of these destinations, and I'm going to focus in on the ones that I think you will love and some things that are a little bit different that you can offer and share with your clients. So, of course, before I do that, what better way to do that than show you a video? Maybe not. Hold on. Let me try this again. Okay, it does not look like my video is working, so you have been spared my last
Okay.
video of the afternoon. So here's what I'll do. Let me just get back to the presentation.
And Anthony, I'll be sure to send that out. I'll include the video for. Oh, it might be
Cool.
playing.
Yeah, I don't know that you'll get sound on that. It's on the presentation, but not in the.
Well, I'll be sure to send it out to our attendees so that they can still watch it.
Perfect. That's great. Appreciate that. Okay, so let's start in Alaska. I mentioned we have 4 ships in Alaska and some really great options here. So Anthem of the Seas, Quantum of the Seas, those are those Quantum class ships that I mentioned. That has the North Star. So imagine seeing the vistas in Alaska from the North Star capsule high above the ocean. And these are sailing both from Seattle, and we have these what we're calling Alaska Experience sailings. They will go to Skagway, to Sitka, Juneau, and they're going to be cruising Endicott Arm and Dawes Glacier. Then we have Serenade of the Seas. That's sailing out of Vancouver. That's round trip out of Vancouver. And for that one there, you're going to see Tracy Arm Fjord and Sawyer Glacier. Also to Juneau, Haines, Ketchikan. And again, that is round trip out of Vancouver. Now, Radiance of the Seas, and I imagine if you have, if you're hearing about Royal Caribbean for the first time today, Radiance of the Seas is one of my favorite ships, and this is the ship that we use for our cruise tour product. So I'm going to touch base on that a little bit, but essentially what we're doing are these what we call open jaw sailings. So they start either northbound from either Seward and or southbound sailing from Vancouver, and these sailings we offer our Alaska Cruise Tour product. So it gives you the combination in one package, so you're getting commission on the entire cruise tour package, and it does give you the ability to add up to a total of 11 nights, so 7 nights on the cruise and 4 nights, 5 nights on land, and that goes up into Denali National Park, Fairbanks, and you really get a wonderful experience, kind of an all-included, if you will, in terms of baggage handling, motor coach, train, legs of train that you're going through the tundra and so on. And so that is a wonderful option for you. And I actually have a bit of an incentive going on right now. And your clients will receive a $100 onboard credit. That's in addition to the lowest available pricing that's out there. It's combinable with most every promotion that's out there. We offer 10 different unique cruise tours, and again, either running southbound or northbound. So they're either pre-cruise or post-cruise tours. 6 overnight land destinations. You're getting Denali overnights. There's an excursion on every cruise tour that's included. It includes 4 ports in addition to Hubbard Glacier, which is the largest, most active tidewater glacier that's out there. So if you booking your clients between September 4th and October 4th on one of our Alaska cruise tours, so the whole package, they're going to get an additional onboard credit, and those are on sailings from May 16th through September 12th of 2025. All right, so let's come down the coast a little bit here into LA, and you know, for years, I remember I've been with the company 28 years, and there was a time, almost a decade, where we did not have a single ship sailing out of the West Coast, out of Los Angeles. A couple of years ago, we brought in Navigator of the Seas, doing a series of 3, 4, and 7-night sailings. And we've now added Quantum of the Seas. That's going to be the second ship sailing from LA. And you can see here it's going to do a combination of 3- and 4-night Ensenada. We're doing overnights in Cabo San Lucas on a 5-night itinerary. And then there's a 6-night with Cabo and Ensenada. So very unique, having that overnight experience in Cabo. If you've never been there before, I have had the fortune of going to Cabo, and it is truly one of the most scenic places that you'll ever sail from. This beautiful arch this rock formation arch as you're coming into the port, and whale watching opportunities. They have whale shark diving that you can do here. So beautiful, beautiful destinations, and really unique itineraries there. All right, let's cut all the way across over to the East Coast. And of course, Florida sailings, you can see here, there's 17 ships sailing from Florida, from Port Canaveral to Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and 3 different departure ports here. I'll talk about Tampa. I know that's in Florida, but I'm going to talk about Tampa separately, so hang with me. Over 32 ports of call here, and just some great destinations. Everything from 3 to 4 nights, 5 nights, 7 nights, and longer will be sailing from these 3. And you notice that Utopia, we talked about earlier, 3- and 4-night, brand new Oasis-class ship sailing from Port Canaveral. And then, as I mentioned before, and it's not on here, but the Star of the Seas, brand new Icon-class ship, will be sailing starting in August of 2025 from Port Canaveral. And you can see just about every class of ship is represented here, from Jewel of the Seas, which is one of our Radiance-class ships, to Independence, which is one of our Freedom-class ships. And then some of our longer itineraries here, Adventure of the Seas, that's a Voyager-class ship. So you can see some of these 7, 8, 9 nights and longer. So you'll have the opportunities to sail into some of the deep Southern Caribbean ports of call on some of these longer itineraries. So if you have clients that have the time and want to do something different, and they want to go on something more than that traditional 7-night itinerary, we have 10, 11-night sailings. All right, now over to the Gulf. Galveston, of course, is our marquee port here. We've got now at least 3 ships now sailing out of Galveston, brand new, LEED certified, the world's only LEED certified terminal, brand new built, runs completely on solar power, so it is extremely sustainable and beautiful. Just a wonderful place to accept our guests as they sail out on their vacation. We're going to start sailing from New Orleans again, and then there's Tampa. That's our West Coast being represented there. And you can see here, sailing out of Galveston, Harmony, Mariner, Jewel, and Allure. So we've got 3 different classes of ships being represented here. And what's really exciting is that you're seeing some longer itineraries, so 8, 9, 10-night, going into a deeper Western Caribbean opportunity, Roatan, and places like that we just haven't been able to hit on a 7-night option. And even some shorter sailings as well, 4- and 5-night on Mariner of the Seas. And then sailing out of Tampa, you can see here there are Vision class ships represented, Enchantment, Grandeur, and Rhapsody, and then Radiance class ships represented here, Radiance, Serenade, and Brilliance. So again, smaller ships, really unique itineraries, 4, 5, 7, up to 9 nights. So that gives your guests an opportunity to go to different ports of call from a smaller port of entry in Tampa and really get to experience some of our wonderful smaller ships in our fleet. And really excited to share that we're going to be back in San Juan sailing full time. So you can see here that we have Rhapsody of the Seas, Brilliance of the Seas, and Jewel of the Seas. And this is going to do that 7-night itinerary out of San Juan. And it's going to give your clients the opportunity to hit some really great ports of call. So check this out. There's 20 different ports of call. Whether your clients want the ABC Islands, that's Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, check. You want to do something different. You want to go to Antigua, smaller ships, right? Smaller destinations, smaller itineraries, Grenada, St. Vincent, St. Kitts, St. Croix, Tortola, St. Lucia, Barbados. Those are just to name a few. So fly into San Juan. This is a U.S. territory, so it's easy to get to. Lots of flights from around the U.S. And for someone that has sailed the Eastern and Western Caribbean exhaustively, this gives them a great option to do something different. Speaking of something different, here's another opportunity to sail from a destination that is truly up and coming, Colón, Panama. This is what we call interport opportunity. So basically, your guests it'll be a 7-night sailing, and they can sail either from Colón to Colón, or they can get on the ship in Cartagena and sail Cartagena. So these are some great itineraries as well. Where in Colón, they will have the opportunity to do excursions into the Panama Canal. In those areas, they might even want to spend a few days pre or post and really experience this beautiful area of the Caribbean. And so some really exciting destinations there. That's going to be on Serenade of the Seas. Again, smaller ship, better destinations, smaller destinations, and more off the beaten track. All right, let's head on up to a place that's near and dear to my heart. I'm originally from Boston, so the Northeast is always home to me. And we've got some great options here out of the Northeast, sailing predominantly from Bayonne, Cape Liberty, New Jersey. But we have year-round sailings out of Baltimore, and we have seasonal sailings out of Boston. And you can see here, there's 6 ships represented. And those 3 different ports of departure ports and over 33 ports of call. So here, out of Cape Liberty, we have 3 options. We have Symphony of the Seas, Odyssey of the Seas, and Liberty, and they range from 5 nights Bermuda to 9 nights Canada, New England, and there's also these really great 7-night perfect day Bahamas sailings as well. Out of Boston, we have seasonally, like I said, we have 7-night Canada, and those are you'll notice the time of the year that those are sailing is September, October, which is, if you're a leaf peeper, that is the perfect time to sail to these Canada, New England areas. And again, smaller ships, Jewel of the Seas, Brilliance of the Seas, and then Vision of the Seas out of Baltimore. Similar itineraries, 5 nights Bermuda. We do 9 nights with Bermuda and Perfect Day. And then other options, including a 12-night Southern Caribbean. So for those folks that don't want to fly, that live in Baltimore, that want to just drive to the port and be able to hit 12 nights worth of Southern Caribbean itinerary, these are perfect ships and perfect ports of entry for them. All right, so I'm going to run through Europe, mostly because it's a huge area and I have very little time to do it. but I'm going to point out a few exciting itineraries and ships to keep in mind here. So 9 ships throughout, that's for the remainder of 2024 and into 2025, because I think I said there was 6 ships sailing in Europe, but that was based 2025. 6 different departure ports and over 77 ports of call. So for those families that you might have traveling with kids of all ages, I sailed a 7-night itinerary out of Rome. This was 2018. My kids at the time were ranging in age from 9 to 16. And I tell you, we toured the Vatican and museums and so much history around you. But we did it in a easy to manage 7-night itinerary. We're able to come back to the ship every afternoon and evening, have a great meal on board, entertainment, and it was just a great way for my kids to see Europe for the very first time. We've since been back several times on other destinations, but that 7-night, whether it's Rome or Barcelona, those round trip Western Med sailings are really perfect for your families that are doing that. We have lots of different options here. The Greek Isles, we have Turkey. That was one of my favorite destinations, was Kushadasi, and steeped in history. It just beautiful people, just an amazing destination, one that kind of caught me by surprise. So those are really special. We sail out of Southampton on Anthem, you can see here, and on Independence, and this offers Spain and France and cruising through the Canary Islands. And then lastly, on Independence, we're also doing our Northern Europe tours. These are Norwegian fjords. So if you have travelers and customers that want to see fjords, glaciers, hiking, and just beautiful, beautiful scenery, these are great destinations for them. Okay. Let's all take a breath for a moment. You're probably wondering, like, Anthony, you went through this so fast. It's too much. I don't know how I'm going to ever remember any of this. Well, sure, you can go back and listen to the recording, but I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to talk about loyaltyalways.com in a little bit more detail in a moment, but this is our travel agency hub, just Royal Caribbean sales and marketing. We have deployment. We offer microsites here. We offer your ability to create social marketing campaigns and such. This is all on loyaltyalways.com. So the deployment summary, when you click on deployment, it's going to give you a summary of from 2024 current to all the way in the future. As a matter of fact, we just announced that our sailings for 2026, so this would be April of 2026 through April of 2027, will begin opening for sale. You can see here the 3rd week of October, we're going to open with Alaska, so those 4 ships that we talked about earlier. And then we're going to start after that, the week of October 28th in Europe. So those 6 ships that we talked about in those destinations in through 2026, 27 is going to open up then. And you can see the rest of the deployment as it opens up. So summer, Caribbean, Northeast, those are all going to be happening between November, January of 2025. Then we start opening up our short Caribbean and West Coast sailing. So tons of excitement and lots to look forward to. There's going to be many new destinations that we aren't even sharing with you today that we're going to be sailing to. So stay tuned for that. And where can you find all this information? loyaltyalways.com. It is there and available for you. You can print off one-page flyers on the destinations, including the itineraries and so on. So they're all right there for you. Okay, So that is what I would call a travel partner resource. So let's take a step back for a moment here and let's talk about all of the resources that we have available for you, our travel advisors. I'm going to start with cruisingpower.com. This is the one that, unless you're brand new to the brand and you're just starting out, everybody knows and loves this. This is your secured site for everything automation, education, and booking Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and we've even started to integrate our sister brand Silver Sea into Cruising Power. Not quite there on the booking engine side yet, but all of the collateral and marketing and sales pieces you can find in this secure area here. Just a few things that you can do in Cruising Power. You can actually create your own e-quotes that you can deliver easily to your clients. This drives them back to you. It does not take them to RoyalCaribbean.com or any of that. This is information that you can share with them on specific itinerary, with pricing details, in an email format that drives them directly to you with your agency information. We have Latte, which is our chatbot, so you can answer any questions that you might have about the brands. You can type it in, and through AI, we are able to deliver tons of information back to you. We have Ship Locator, we have digital brochures, and tons of sales and marketing information that's available for you here. One thing I did want to highlight, and this was really by your asking, your guests can book shore excursions, drink packages, anything pre-cruise. They can do that on the pre-cruise planner in the website, right? And a lot of you, not only as part of your service, a lot of you will provide that opportunity to make those bookings for your clients, but in the past you were not able to do that unless you had access to their individual account. Well, now through Cruising Power, you have planning and purchasing opportunities through Cruise Planner that you can do onboard credits, shore excursions, just as if you were the customer. So a lot of you, again, have been asking for the ability to do that, and now it gives you the ability to kind of help curate their entire vacation from start to finish. Okay, if you remember nothing else about Cruising Power, my training team would really not be happy with me if I did not put this out there, that Royal Caribbean University, whether you're a bachelor or master degree, this is the one-stop shop for your education on Royal Caribbean. Take advantage of all the courses that are in here, the webcasts. So even when I'm a master of the program, but you're never done, right? Just like with any education and any process, you continue to learn. And so they continually add new modules in Royal Caribbean University. Any new product that we have, any new options, any new offers that we have go into these additional new modules that we have, so you can always keep yourself up to date and up to speed with everything Royal Caribbean. Now I'm going to talk to you about FlexPay, okay? And this is something I really want you all to take advantage of, because this is not a payment plan. This is not a way for you to extend credit to your clients. This is truly a way, and if any of you have ever lost a booking because final payment lapsed, and whatever the case is, maybe you were ill, or maybe you were on vacation, or it happened over a weekend. Remember that day when you lost the booking because the final payment wasn't paid on the booking. You can eliminate any of those missteps in the future with FlexPay. You can schedule up to 10 payments, including final payment. You can do it with multiple credit cards if you wish. And it supports both individual and group bookings. You can track the status. If anything changes throughout the life of the booking, the FlexPay follows. You can go in and make changes at any point throughout. You receive confirmation emails every time a payment gets processed. This is what will help your clients, whether they are on a payment plan, they want to kind of pay, hey, I want to pay $500 a month for the next 10 months, they can do that. Setting that final payment ensures that it is paid in full, the booking will not cancel, and your clients will sail happily on their next vacation. I'm going to take it a step further because we talk about FlexPay. Vicky's talked about it on her coffee talks. We've sent out probably thousands of emails on it, and the usage, quite frankly, is still just a little bit low. So for a limited time, I'm going to offer you, this is any new cruise booking from today through October 11th on any 2025 sailing. If you make the booking and you secure that final payment with FlexPay, you're going to get a $50 bonus commission on every single booking that you make following this process. So it's a 2025 sailing. You make the booking on or before October 11th. You set final payment with FlexPay. You automatically get a $50 bonus commission. If you make 100 bookings, you're getting $50 times 100. Okay, we can't make it any easier. This is available. You have to book it through automation. So whether it's Espresso, Amadeus, Travelport, Odysseus, Revolex, any one of those online booking tools, if it's made through automation and it follows that criteria, you will get a $50 bonus commission every single time you do it. All right, Rallyo, we're almost towards the end here, so I'm going to run through this really quickly. Rallyo is your new free social media tool. What I love about this is that besides the fact that it's free, but this is your full-time social media manager, and it really enables you to work on multiple platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Google My Business, LinkedIn. You can schedule these. You can pick the promotions that you want, and it never sends the same promotion twice. So this is a tool that if you are not familiar with it, you need to get yourself familiar with it. It's in cruisingpower.com. It is completely free, and it is available for all three of our brands. LoyalToAlways.com. Remember, I did share that with you earlier. What can we find on LoyalToAlways.com? All of our deployment, right? Among other things, you can see here current offers, product updates, marketing tools, deployment, and so on. So all of those are available for you, and they are there right now, ready for the taking. All right. Second to last but not least here, did you know that as a CLIA member, you have access to 2 one-time use only coupons per year, $25 on 3 to 5 nights, $50 on 6+ nights, and those are available to you if you're the agency owner and you are the agency. You also get agency coupons as well. Those get mailed to you in the annually. You'll get, again, one-time use only for each of those. Terms and conditions are there. The agent level coupons are digital and available on cruising.org in the travel advisor section there. So you're asking yourself, okay, Anthony, this is great. I know everything there is to know about Royal Caribbean. I'm excited. I can't wait to get out there and do this. What do I do next? Well, I can tell you that each and every one of you on this call right now, as a travel advisor selling Royal Caribbean, whether you're booking through a host agency, whether you own your own agency, you have a consortia, whatever that is, every single one of you has a local strategic account manager that will work with you to help you develop and grow your business. They are supported by my team, the business development specialists. So you literally have a team of 2 that will work with you to help you grow your business every step of the way. Please take advantage of them. You can locate them when you log into Cruising Power. You go to the Contact Us section, and their photos will pop right up, and all their contact information is there. So I will say, please use them early and often to help grow your business. And with that, I think I did it with 14 seconds to spare, so we might have time for a question or two. Joe?
Anthony, thank you so much. Yes, you took all the time, but I'm sure all the agents and I can relay some of these messages that they're sending you. They love flex pay. They're all excited for the new ships and the new itineraries. And I do want to say, if we don't get to your question right now, Anthony will be receiving all of these questions so he and his team can reach out to you all directly. But just for, I know Alaska is the new itinerary that you all are releasing. And so I think one question that a lot of the clients at least will ask is, when's the best time to go see the Northern Lights? So do you know if any of those sailings hit that, or is the best time to go?
Yep. So the best option is on a cruise tour, I'll be honest, because Fairbanks is going to be your best opportunity. You're about 90 miles south of the North Pole in Fairbanks. So when I did a cruise tour, that's where I got to see a trail of the Northern Lights. Now, I went some years ago. I know that the Northern Lights recently have been very, very showy, very active. But that's your best opportunity. Towards the end of the season, I think is when you're going to have your best opportunity to see that. So if you take advantage of those sailings in late August and September, that will be your best opportunity.
Great, thank you for answering that. And just to go back on the topic of Icon and Utopia, because I know that's the next or the new thing that has come out from Royal as of late. Could you just expand on a lot of the questions that we're getting are around accessibility on those new ships? Could you expand on just
Sure.
how many accessible rooms there are, or just special accommodations that you offer on those boards or on those ships?
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of the actual numbers of accessible staterooms and all, I don't have that in front of me. However, what I will say is that um, as with other Royal Caribbean ships, we do have accessible staterooms. Those are available. You can actually see and view those in Espresso when you're booking online. Um, we do ask that there's a need for it, but those are open and available. We have those throughout every class of category. So everything from interior to our Crown Loft suite and everything in between, we have accessible staterooms that are available. In terms of dietary, we have gluten-free. We have, basically any dietary restriction that you may have, we can accommodate that. We have an access team that's based in the office, and they can address any and all of those concerns in advance. So the best option is to let us know in advance that I have a client that is sailing with X, and they can assist and help in terms of hearing impaired, sight issues, mobility, all of those. We have devices and available for guests with that. On certain sailings, if we know that a guest is coming on that is hearing impaired, we have sailings where we will bring interpreters on so that they can enjoy the shows and things like that. So the key to that is letting us know in advance that you have a guest with a need, whether it's we have autistic friendly options in our kids program, games and activities and so on. So again, the key is let us know what the need is, and we will assist and accommodate that in advance.
Great. Thank you for sharing all of that, Anthony. And we are just out of time here for our webinar with Royal Caribbean. So to our attendees, to Anthony, thank you for spending your afternoon with us. And Anthony, thank you for another informative and just great presentation, as always.
Thank you, Joe. And for all of our friends on the west coast of Florida, stay safe, stay inside until everything is kind of blown over. So have a great week, everybody.
Bye.